What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's filthiest pitches of the day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with the always sexy Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
You're damn right, Ninja. It's Skeens Day today, Ninja. He's pitching early. He's pitching at 12:30, which is soon after this will be coming out. So everybody just turn this off and go watch Paul Skeens pitch. But
No, wait. Hit subscribe to this channel. Watch a video really quick.
and then put on Skeens.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ninja got me thinking. Who had the best beginning to a career? The one that comes to mind is Doc Gooden. I know he came out like a bat out of hell. Is there anybody else on that level?
You know, there are guys that were very meteoric, like Fernando Valenzuela, freaking Shota Imanaga. I mean, Mark Fidrich. Mark Fidrich was ridiculous at the beginning of his career. Even Strasburg, his first start was electric. So there have been guys. Paul Skeens, I don't think is a flash in the pan. Having watched him for as long as I've watched him, he's not. He is going to be potentially the next great pitcher.
Tune in tomorrow to see what he does today.
Exactly. Hopefully I won't eat my words. We're going to start with our whip around the league. Jake Irvin had 6 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these fastballs and curveballs, and I really like his curveball. I know I've said this before, but his curveball to me is his best pitch. And this sequence was a little bit ridiculous. Jake Irvin had these 2 back-to-back curveballs. One was a ball, one was a strike, except the wrong ones. What's up with that? He faced Simeon Woods Richardson, who had 1 K in 4 2/3 scoreless innings. His ERA right now is 2.57, and he had this changeup. Tristan McKenzie had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this elevated slider and curveballs. He faced Jose Quintana, who had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this paint dish fastball, and I love this from the Guardians announcers, where they're going, yeah, good take, just off the plate.
Just
Good
missed
take.
outside.
Good take. Oh, he called it a strike.
Oh, I guess he did.
I thought
He also had this sinker and curveball. Nestor Cortez had 6 Ks in 5 scoreless innings. His ERA on the season is 3.29. He had these fastballs, elevated cutters, and sweepers. And he faced Bryce Miller, who wasn't at his best. He had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, including a couple of bombs, and blowing my K-prop parlay by 1. He had these fastballs and wicked splitter. Chris Bassett had 4 Ks in 7 scoreless innings. He had these 2-seamers, cutters, and beautiful slow curveball. Brian Bayo had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these 2-seamers and changeups. He faced Ryan Pepio, who had 3 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 2 hits. Pepio had this elevated fastball to Devers and really relied on his fastball all game. And in case you didn't know, he has one of the best fastballs in the major leagues. Yep, not in terms of velo, but in terms of results. He has ridiculous induced vertical break and has lowered his arm slot, which makes his fastball almost like an invisiball. Think of Shota Imanaga with a little more extension, a little more height. He is actually ranked near Mason Miller in whiff rate on his fastball. He's second behind Miller with a 40% whiff rate. That's how good his fastball's been. Dane Dunning, a.k.a. the Green Snake, or whatever Will nicknamed him, had 4 Ks in 3 1/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. He had this elevated fastball, this sinker and slider. He faced Ty Walker, who had 5 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this front door 2-seamer, this splitter, and cutter. Jared Jones, half of the Allegheny Electric Company, had 5 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. He, of course, had his fastball working. And I love this from Jared Jones. He gets pissed off because the hitter steps out, gets fired up, throws a 99-mile-an-hour fuck you fastball, and then mutters to himself walking around the mound. Love my pitchers with a little bit of an edge, and Jones has that. He also had this slider. He faced Blake Snell, who had 5 Ks in 3 1/3 innings, giving up 4 runs. Snell had this elevated fastball, this slider, and these curveballs. This game also featured Kutch losing his mind because of the strike zone, and you kind of never see Kutch do this.
Snell getting his ERA down to 11.40.
Where does he sit in the Cy Young race, a defending Cy Young Award winner?
FanDuel has it. If you bet $10, you'll win $20 million. So his odds aren't great, Ninja.
Michael King had 6 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this fastball, changeups, and sweeper for a sword. He faced Nick Martinez, who had 2 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs and had these changeups. Kyle Gibson had 3 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, none of them earned, had the sweeper and changeup. Hunter Brown had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs on 2 hits. He had these sliders and splitter. He faced Tyler Anderson, had 4 Ks in 8 innings, giving up 1 run. He had these fastballs, cutters, including this painted cutter. Mitch Spence had 4 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these sliders and cutter for a sword. Faced Austin Gomber, who was really good yesterday with 6 Ks in 8 innings, giving up only 1 run. Had these fastballs and, of course, his pretty curveball. Speaking of pretty, Tyler Glasnow had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these heaters, including this fastball that looked like it cut some, as well as this slider and his hammer curveballs. And I love this overlay of Glasnow's fastball and slider. You can see just what makes him so tough to hit with respect to tunneling. That's filthy. But unfortunately, he had his talent stolen by the Monstars this game and gave up 3 runs.
It can happen to the best of them, Ninja.
Again, I didn't expect it to happen to Droppenheimer. He faced Ryan Nelson. Well, he did actually face Ryan Nelson. Ryan Nelson didn't start this game. They actually let Brandon Hughes start this game because they didn't want Ryan Nelson to face Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman, so they put him in right after that. I kind of like that move. The opener just for those 3 hitters? Absolutely. We'll credit him with the start. He had 5 Ks and 5 scoreless innings. He had these fastballs, including this painted fastball and this changeup. Jesus Luzardo, the Jesus Lizard, had 4 Ks and 8 scoreless innings, giving up 3 hits and no walks. He had his fastball and slider for a sword. He faced Freddie Peralta, who had 7 Ks and 7 innings, giving up 1 run. Peralta had these elevated fastballs, this one for a sword, sliders, and changeup. Max Fried had 9 Ks in a complete game. Woo! Giving up only 1 earned run. He had these sliders, cutter / hard slider, and had this slider that was a drop third strike and gave up a run. That kind of sucks. He also had this curveball for a sword and this disgusting 2-pitch sequence to Bellinger. Look at this. He's making him look like he's never played baseball before. Absolutely filthy stuff from Max Fried. He faced Justin Steele, who had 5 Ks and 6 1/3 innings, giving up 5 runs. Steele had this elevated fastball and curveball. In the pitching matchup of the day, Tarek Skubal had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 runs. These upper 90s fastballs, this slider, and this changeup. And here's an overlay of his 99-mile-an-hour fastball with a 91-mile-an-hour slider. And I love this because a 99-mile-an-hour fastball is just off the plate. And then he throws a 91-mile-an-hour slider in the same tunnel. As a hitter, you're going to give up on it because you think it's another ball. But this one comes back and gets the plate. And he faced yesterday's filthiest starting pitcher of the day, Cole Ragans. Cole Ragans had 12 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit. This was a career high in strikeouts for Cole Ragans, and I can't say I don't see more of these coming because this guy is freaking filthy. He had these fastballs painted with it a few times, this absolutely disgusting slider, as well as, of course, his changeup, which he considers his best pitch. Here's a 3-pitch strikeout overlay of his fastball, cutter, and slider. That's filthy. And because I thought his slider was his filthiest pitch yesterday, here's Cole Ragans' slider grip for y'all. Remember, subscribe so you get more of these cues.
Front of the ball, like, so I spike my curveball just like this, and then all the slider is I'm just going over here, and I'm basically putting my, like, this corner. I'm trying to get it in the camera. This corner right here, I'm just trying to get my middle finger, like the pad of my middle finger, into that, and so then it's I literally choke it, and like, so I'm like that.
Gotcha.
And I'm just thinking, like, rip it literally like this, like almost that, like this part of the ball. I don't want to rip straight over the front. I don't want to rip straight on the side. I want to rip like in between. And then it's, I get a little depth. I don't want, because I don't want like a sweeper. I don't want straight with this way. And I also don't want like straight this way.
Yep.
So it's kind of that happy medium in between.
Now, one of my filthiest relievers, Brian Abreu, had this slider. Robert Suarez had these heaters. Austin Adams K'd the side with sliders and got absolutely fired up. I've noticed Adams is kind of an exciting pitcher. Cade Smith had this slider and fastball. Camilo Doval had this slider. Hunter Gaddis had this slider for a sword and this changeup. Will Vest, no relation to Will Leahey, had these fastballs and K'd the side. Luis Garcia had this 98-mile-an-hour sinker and 89-mile-an-hour splitter. Those were filthy. Colin Holderman had these sweepers. Nate Pearson had this hammer and slider for a sword. Seems like every other game Nate Pearson pitches well. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, we're going to go over to college baseball because Khal Stephen just killed this man with this elevated fastball. Bohemian Rhapsody fastball. At number 4, I have Randy Rodriguez, who I hadn't paid any attention to at all. But he had these wicked sliders and heaters up to 101 miles an hour. So guess what? I'm going to be paying attention to him now. At number 3, I'm going to give it to Jared Jones for his pissed off 99-mile-an-hour heater. At number 2, I give it to Max Fried for that slider and curveball sequence to Bellinger. And at number 1, it's Cole Ragans and his slider. And now, my pitchy ninja moment of zen. I guess they now have a bullpen Uber app, as Stephen Okert gives a tip here. Love it.
And the waiting time is 10 seconds.
Did you leave him 5 stars? Was that like an Uber ride?
Man, if there was an app, I would give him 5 stars. It was a great ride in.
My picks of the day today are a 4-leg parlay. I'm going to start with Matt Waldron for 5 Ks or more, then take Kevin Gosman for 6 Ks or more, take Paul Skeens for 7 Ks or more, and top it off with Luis Heel for 7 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?